Imagine being away from home for almost half a century. And when you finally return, 3 strangers teach you what home truly means. Before we begin, tell us in the comments what time it is and where you're watching from. And if you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another one. Now, let's begin. One quiet afternoon, a black luxury car slowly rolled down a narrow dirt road in a small town in Georgia. The car looked far too expensive for such a forgotten place. Behind the wheel was Thomas Carter, a wealthy businessman in his early 80s. Thomas had built a powerful company and made millions of dollars. But on this day, he wasn't thinking about business. He was returning to the old house where he grew up. It had been 47 years since he last came here. When the house finally appeared in front of him, Thomas felt his chest tighten. The paint was peeling. The windows were cracked. The wooden porch sagged with age. Tall weeds covered most of the yard. The place looked abandoned. Thomas stepped out of the car, holding a folder with demolition papers. Next week, workers would arrive to tear the house down and sell the land. Seemed like the practical thing to do. But as he walked closer, he suddenly heard something unexpected. Children's voices. Confused, Thomas walked around the side of the house. And then he stopped. There, in what used to be his mother's garden, stood 3 children. Tall boy about 12. A smaller boy around 9. And a little girl who looked about 6 years old. They were carefully planting flowers. The older boy gently guided the others. "Be careful with the roots," he said. "Mom used to say flowers grow better when you treat them kindly." Thomas cleared his throat. "Excuse me, what are you doing here?" The children jumped and turned around. The older boy stepped forward bravely. "We live here, sir," he said quietly. Thomas frowned. "You live here. Where are your parents?" The 3 children looked at each other. The little girl's eyes filled with tears. "It's just us," the boy finally said. His name was Jordan. His younger brother was Malik, and the little girl was Ava. 8 months earlier, their mother had died. The authorities planned to separate them into different foster homes. But the children refused. So they ran away. They found this empty house and decided to stay together. Jordan worked small jobs in town for food. They used an old well for water. And they planted vegetables and flowers in the garden. Thomas looked around. The garden was beautiful. Rows of vegetables. Bright flowers blooming along the walls. Someone had cared for this place. "Why plant flowers?" Thomas asked quietly. Little Ava held up a pink rose. "Because homes should have flowers," she said softly. "That's what our mom said." Thomas suddenly felt tears forming in his eyes. His own mother used to say the exact same thing. Memories rushed back. Helping her plant roses. Sitting on the porch. Hearing her laugh in the kitchen. But when Thomas was 17, he left home after a big fight with his father. He went to college, built a business, became rich. And he never came back. Not when his father died. Not even when his mother passed away. Now the house had been empty for 27 years. Jordan spoke again. "If this house is yours, we'll leave tomorrow." Thomas looked at the demolition papers in his hand. Then he looked at the 3 children. Children who had protected the home he abandoned. Children who understood something he had forgotten. Thomas slowly shook his head. "No," he said. "You're not leaving." The children stared at him in confusion. "I came here to destroy this house," Thomas continued softly. "But you reminded me what this place really means." He pulled out his phone. "I'm canceling the demolition." Their eyes widened. "Instead," he said, smiling gently, "we're going to restore this house together." Jordan blinked. "You mean we can stay?" Thomas nodded. "I have money. I have success. But I don't have family anymore." He paused. "Maybe we can change that." Little Ava ran forward and hugged him tightly. For the first time in decades, Thomas felt something he hadn't felt in years. Within months, the old house was repaired and filled with life again. Thomas even became the children's legal guardian. One evening, as they sat together eating dinner in the restored kitchen, Ava climbed onto his lap and asked, "Are you our grandpa now?" Thomas smiled through tears. "If you'll have me." And for the first time in 47 years, he finally came home. If this story touched your heart, and share it with someone who needs hope today. And tell us in the comments, do you believe it's ever too late to come home?